High-risk investment. Trading on margin carries a high level of risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Before deciding to trade, you should carefully consider your investment objectives, level of experience, and risk appetite. The possibility exists that you could sustain a loss of some or all of your initial investment, and therefore you should not invest money that you cannot afford to lose. You should be aware of all the risks associated with trading and seek advice from an independent financial advisor if you have any doubts. Market opinions. Any opinions, news, research, analyses, prices, or other information contained on this video is provided as general market commentary and does not constitute investment advice. Master the Markets will not accept liability for any loss or damage, including without limitation to any loss of profit, which may arise directly or indirectly from use of or reliance on such information.
Okay, hello traders, and welcome to our live trading workshop today. So what do we have in store for you? Those of you joining in new for the first time, there's quite a lot happening, especially with all the conflict that is happening between Iran and the UAE. So we're first going to be covering first any potential trades that are coming up, all the intentions, so that you also learn how we look at it as professionals, and so that then you can then use those principles to then become independent, not just as a signal thing, you know, just to feed off just what we are telling you. The other thing also we'll be taking a look at, other than the potential trades and the live trading section over here, we'll look at the topic for today, where we got the three instruments, where we're doing a deep dive into them: crude, gold, and the stocks. So we'll look at them as well on the topic. We'll go straight onto the market analysis over here. And then finally, we will then update you with all the events coming up, and also any Q&A that you may have as well. Right, this and more in this live trading workshop. Right, traders, those of you joining in new for the first time, it's Naupan here, founder of Master the Markets, Illustrates Conference, and the Traders Open Day. So with that said, let's dive straight in. I am actually taking a look at, I've got all the futures chart because we're doing one of these webinars with the US guys over here, but the principles are all the same. We are doing live trading over 5 days. I'll give you all the links later on as well for you all to look into. But one quick thing, I know, or maybe this is a better way to do it, because before you guys start throwing me questions about reference links on how I can learn about all this terminologies that you're using and everything, all for the new guys coming in, that would be 7stepstoctp.com. okay, so that's the place if you want to get any of our reference materials, and then you get all the 7 videos straight into your inbox. I'll talk about them later, but let me quickly go on to gold here. I'm just going to, I was looking at a trade just now. I'm just going to fill up this table, which most of the seasoned guys have been following us will be very familiar with. So let me do that. So across the time frames, we got the different trends, right, that we are having at the moment, all done by our clients. So I'm very proud to say that our product is really taking off and very strong, you know, so that gets people inspired about the real thing we've done over here. On the 4-hour, that's downtrend phase 2, what we got over here as well. On the 1-hour time frame, we got the downtrend phase 2 as well. And then on the 15-minute, I'm having a SMC. It just happened in the last 15 minutes. That's fine. So that's the SMC down, isn't it? So that's what I'm having here. So let me do that. Let me just type that down. SMC down. I'll show you the table in a minute. We've done also a video on this as well. You can go on our YouTube channel and take a look as well. Those of you who want to just join that as I fill that up, that will be youtube.com/master the markets. Okay, so that would be the one over there. The link should be there. So let me quickly do that. 1-hour stretch. I'll go through them slowly later on. I just want to look at this live trade at the moment. So the 1-hour stretch, those of you who have been following, I'm going to go through this much more in detail today as well on our webinar session, where some of you have already joined. Over the next 5 days, we'll be doing live trading as well as covering some topics. Really well organized by Ninja Caters, I must say. I'll give you all the links, or maybe if the team can post the link over there, that'd be great as well. That's the one over there, Ninja Caters and us. let me quickly do this. This is a SMC down the stretch is what I'm looking for, isn't it? Now this is really strong on the upside, bar mechanics wise, right? It's taken out that green line over there, which is to do the stretch principle. I'll give you a video link later to look at as well, guys, okay, on that. So, on the stretch principle, range lines, I'm just taking a look, what is Trump for clock, isn't it? It did fail to take that out. 8 a.m. one, yeah, it has easily taken that out, but not the 12 o'clock one. So I'm just going to write that over here. Latest, it's not, isn't it? So I will write that down. 8 a.m. Let me see. Latest upper range 8 a.m. But let me write that into the table. Taken out 8 a.m. upper range, but not 12 noon. These are quite powerful places. I'll tell you in a minute why they are. Actually, in fact, I'm going to go through it step by step later on today as well, in about 2 hours. So it's another thing. I'm just going to be aware of time today because I got to rush off into the other webinar. Now, on the Bruton ST, let me just check on the low. It's 5167, isn't it? When it takes that out, that will turn. On the Bruton ST basis, let me just check. So far, it's looking towards the upside. And then the previous daily high and low, yeah, it hasn't taken that out, isn't it, traders, right? So there we go. So previous daily high. There we go. And then finally, what's my bias on this? Let's analyze this together. So I've got all the data here. Remember, as I've said before, this analysis of this table here, these 8 columns, right, that I filled over here. Look at this gold one here, the futures that I filled up over here. That is to give me a direction bias. Am I going to buy or sell? Okay, that's the whole point of that. Then after I've done that, I just don't jump into the trade. Just like if let's say it's a long, I just don't go and click the buy button straight away. And then the next part is timing. And that is where you need to take a look at price action and other factors, okay, like volume or order blocks or stochastic, whatever that you have combined to make your strategy, okay? Now, we mainly just look at price action and then we combine the volume on top as well, okay? Right, so over here, mainly from the VSA principles also, because you know what we got here is a quantification of the volume spread analysis framework, okay, from the Richard Wyckoff days. That's how our mentor's mentor actually developed the entire framework that you're seeing. So here the entry bias is towards the long side because over these 4 columns, you see, you might be thinking, but hang on a minute, Thiru, but the 3 time frames are showing towards the downside. But the only thing is, traders, this is an uptrend on the daily, right? But you see on the 4 hour, even though it's a downtrend, but the phase 2 is towards the direction is towards the upside, isn't it? So even if I give 0.5 points to this and I give that 1 point, so that's what 2 points there. This one doesn't get a point because SMC down. And then I've got the bar mechanics all pointing to the upside, isn't it? Except for this one, maybe I might have got this one wrong. The previous daily high has not been taken out. So let's see how much it really scores. Or am I just getting ahead of myself here? 1 plus, this one is 0.5, 0.5, isn't it? So 2 plus 1, 3, 4, 5. So I'm getting 5 out of 8 factors. Still above the 50% level, not the best, isn't it? Maybe we might take a look at another one, crude oil as well. So let's see on this one here. What I can do is maybe I can do a little bit of timing on this, and what I can look at is coming in into here as it takes out that high and a stop for there, right? If it doesn't take out the low yet, right? And then we can then look at certain targets. So you see the high, that's a 5207, isn't it? 5207.50. I'll just account for spreads, 5208. I'll place it on the other account we got as well. I know UK clients or Europe clients as well. You can look at, do the likewise for the CFDs as well as spot if you want to as well. This one, the low, 5167, isn't it? Over here, 5167.50 we can do. Yeah, that's got it there. That's good. And the last one, what I need to do is I just need to do a 180R number. Let's see what we got here. 17 on this one here. So on the high, 5207, 525 plus 17, isn't it? Is that what I said? 17, yes. 5224, right? 5224. I put this as a green. 5224. Yeah, that should do it. Good. So we got all that locked in. I'm going to also place it on the other account as well. So let me do this one here. And I have placed the one before we came onto this session. It's not been triggered, that one, because I was looking at it before we came in, before this red bar formed, and I put my entry over here. So that will be invalid now. So I will delete that pending order. Or maybe I can use parts of it, isn't it? 519652. I got it anyway on the chart. So I'll get rid of that. So you can see do this. So I will just bear me on that one. So what I'll do here, and right. So pending order here, buy stop is what we're going for. And then 5196.80. Let me put it on the Zoom as well, then you guys can get it on the Telegram channel. This is on the spot, so it'll be a bit different than the futures one, what I just did. 51, so here is what we got, isn't it? I'll do it for the low. See if it takes out that low. A little bit different. We will get a better entry as it goes. We'll see how it goes. 5156. 5156. Let me just check that very quickly. 5156. And the take profit will be 5207, right? Looks like the downward momentum is still taking over. But we do not fall for that, right? Because it's got to fulfill with our rules, okay? So that's what I've done here. I'll quickly do, I just remembered, need to do the risk management side. Just a few seconds as you guys are also putting this trade, oh no, analyzing this trade. Yes, you're waiting for me. Maybe one thing you guys can do, can type into the chat box, you know, like what is one thing that you've gathered so far from what you have listened from the live trade, and also another thing is that what other topics would you also like to us to cover? That'd be really good if you can type that in. That would be good. Okay, so we got that. Right, so I'll do this for now. 0.12, isn't it? It's not really much of a difference. Right, so let me put that back in again. Should remember this one. So 0.5 stop. Yeah. And there we go. Good. So all that is in there. I put on that position over there. And so we'll see. I've got this position size calculator, which helps as well. So we'll see how that goes. So we'll keep an eye. It'll take some time before you will get that out. The volume is good as well. If this is a fake, isn't it? If this is a fake, then it will clear all the stops on the short side. So we'll see. But whatever it is, we stick to our direction bias. That's the most important thing. It doesn't matter whether we get triggered or not. Okay, and the consistency is what is important. So you guys got that one there on this particular trade. So we'll see how that carries on into that. It might be a bit different in the levels, but we'll see how that comes on between the futures and the spot. Okay, good. So we got this one here then, traders, yeah? We got this trade going on. We got this pending order. I'm going to just quickly, I'm going to flick through the crude oil over here. Let me just take a look at this. I need this one, isn't it? Let that load up. How about this one here? Do I have the other one? The one with the framework loaded. I thought I had done it. So let me do that. And crude oil, there we go. It will populate all the trends at the moment. So that's up, up, down. SMC is pretty similar. SMC, isn't it? SMC to a downside as well, crude. We might get another trade on later on today when I do the later session. That's on the gold over there. Yeah, that's what we got there. Biomechanics is towards the upside, and we got some 2 against 2, isn't it? Yeah, they're still deciding because of all this conflict that's going on. Right, so what I'll do is I'll keep an eye on this gold trade for now, right? And then we'll see how that carries on. Now, swiftly moving on into today's topic. So with the Iran conflict, now before I do that, I just need to give you all the reference links. Let me go through them properly over here. So the first thing what we got is the 7 steps to ctp.com. Okay, this will explain to you the entire framework, what we actually have over here, right? So let me explain. So once, this is a 7-part video series, it's quite short each video. And once you put in your details in over here and you click on the green button over here and you verify that you're not a robot, especially with all the AI kicking in nowadays, you will get all the 7 videos sent to you, okay, into your inbox, right? It will take you step by step. And this thinking was done back in the 1970s, right? And that was my mentor's mentor, which actually developed it. And when we went through it yesterday in the evening session in the Ninja Caters, they really loved it. It made so much more sense. All this is doing is telling you first the problem that most traders face. Everything starts with a problem, isn't it? Then after that, you start to think of how can I solve that? And that's when it goes on the video 2, where they start to think of how to create the framework, right? Or the market structure, right? You see, at a glance over here, if you look at crude oil here, when I did that, or on gold when I did that analysis, right? So on a glance here, because I've got all my tops and bottoms quantified here, I can quickly look through all the time frames, what trend there is, you see. And you know, trend, I know the sad thing is it's not much covered online material out there. It's just not about just one pattern of uptrend and a downtrend like that. That's the most basic one. There's 6 trend variations altogether that we've figured out, and we've coded it all onto these trend boxes. And you know the best part is it's done by all our clients. We've got a fantastic community over here that also shows the validity of the product, and the product is very strong. It's a testament to the product itself, you know, what we have created here at Master the Markets. So that's what this will take you through. Why the framework is important. Why do you need to quantify the tops and bottoms over here? And from them, like you see over here, you see I've got all the tops and bottoms over here, isn't it? If you see all the orange and blue arrows, and when do they kick in? When are they getting confirmed? All of that, right, is explained in those videos, okay, over here, right? That you are seeing over here. After that, after you got your framework in, you can pull out these 3 stats over here, okay? The framework is institutional term, what we call is the market structure, okay? From the market structure, you pull out these 3 stats, very critical stats, and you can apply this to any strategy that you are trading currently at the moment. You don't need to adapt anything. After that, the last 2 videos are on strategy application. Okay, so when you go through those videos, it's really shift in how you think about the markets, and definitely will give you clarity. Okay, so that's step 1 there on the 7 steps to ctp.com on the 7 videos. After that, I know some of you might be following us for a while. You know, you've been looking at this and you're thinking, you've been on the fence, or life caught in the way, and you thought, you know what, let me do other things, and you forgot about it. But I would say, you know what, this is the year, just go for it if you want to get the indicators onto your charts. Just you got the link over there, and there's a small discount code as well. You can get it. Go onto this page, read through it, and then after that, then you can just subscribe to it. And only it's just not the indicator alone. If you take a look over here, it will tell you everything that is included within here in this subscription. It's just not the indicator. There's also a portal with all the strategies as well. That will give you access to a portal, you see, for SMI strategies, including strategies. I think over here we can say that there'll be 3 time strategies. Maybe we can put that, right? Including 3 time strategies over there. It's available on different platforms if you want to use it as well. There's also a monthly group session also. So go through it. So it's quite a lot that you get, and you get a few one-to-one session as well with a trader coach that you can go through all of this with you. Okay, so that's what we got over here. And then on our YouTube channel that you go to, one thing that you guys can do, right? I know some of you say that, you know, I've subscribed to it, but I've not hit the, I don't get the notifications when you guys go live because I'm not free at that time, but I want to watch it later. So what you do, right? After you click the subscribe button, click the all bell icon. That's the important part, yeah? So that every time when we go live or upload a video, you will get notification to your phone. Then you can then save it to watch later, or you can just join live. It's always good to join live. That's when you really absorb it in, isn't it? Or live kicks in the way and we forget about it, right? So yeah, do that. So after you subscribe, you hit the all bell icon, okay? A couple of videos here that I will guide you to. Over here, you know, I was talking about the stretch principle. This one here, under the must watch section, the second row, look at this one here, right? Those ones are really good. You can understand what we're doing here on the strategy front. And you can go through our videos. These are all our past live streams, the most recent ones. They're really very popular, and people get really good value from that, and something that you won't see really anywhere else online. Our results as well, you know, we don't shy. We show you all our results, wins and losses over the years. So you can go through that as well, just gives you more trust factor as well, that we just do what we talk, it's just not any fluff over here. Quick shout out to Trade Nation as well, who sponsor our ETM annual summit, which happens once a year. Quick shout out to them. If you want to open up an account with them as well, you will have a link over there. You can find it on our YouTube channel or on the YouTube chat at the moment when we send it out. And you can open that. Really friendly broker. Really great guys. I just was speaking to them just now as well. So definitely you can go ahead and open that, okay? And they sponsor our marketing outreach, and we can do more stuff with you guys and all of that. We can keep on giving you more good content, quality content. So you can do that as well, and we give a few more stuff as well if you when you open up the account as well with Trade Nation. Okay, you can get all the details there. The other thing, the upcoming events, right? We are doing this 5 days of live trading. We're doing it on the futures because it's a US company. Over there, they only do futures. And you can get the link, you can read through it, and then you can register for the workshop. Okay, it's 5 days. It started on Monday. Don't worry if you have missed the first 2 days, because there is recordings for all of them. And I can promise you, it's very, very high quality, high value, invaluable insights. I mean, yesterday already we had so much good comments and testimonials coming in. Let me see if I can show you something that some of the guys actually did comment yesterday. So we do two parts over there. So we do live trading, which is part of the VIP sessions, right? That was Patterson there, VIP morning session, reinforces and clearly illustrates what's being taught here. This was on the evening one, right? And then the other one over there also tells you this one here. And then this guy, Phil, was really very happy. And from the evening session, because it made more sense. He's just said, Thierry, a superb, excellent, intensive session. Need a lot of replay to figure it out, or way longer session. Thanks. Kyle too. So I'm presenting it along with Kyle as well. Okay, another trader there. You can also see his insights. Really good as well. He's doing on order flow and order blocks, really. So it's really, really good. Very good. I think you guys can also then get the recording and watch through them as many times as possible. Good. Now, I've done all of that, so you've got all the information there, so I highly encourage you guys to come in. I start at 4 p.m. UK time today, which will be 11 a.m. Eastern time for those of you in US, right? So 4 p.m. I will do the live trading 4 to 5, and then after that in the evening, Kyle is doing it today. Yesterday I did it. It starts at about 7 p.m. UK time, which is about 2 p.m. US time, okay? So that's that one there. So you got all the information. So now let's move on to our topic, right? Let's look at all this conflict that's happening over here between Iran and the UAE. And I'm just quickly taking a look at gold. Gold is turning around. Let's see if that, in fact, we might get an earlier entry if it confirms. Let's see. Maybe not. Maybe that's the best we can do. I'll come to that in a minute. Right, so let's take a look at crude, right? And what's going to happen to it. I mean, first, with all this Iranian conflict and everything, you might think, oh no, what's going to happen to crude? How should I take advantage of it? The first thing you have to get very clear is your time horizon. That's the first thing, right? What do I mean by this? So what I mean by time horizon is how long is your holding period going to be in any of these instruments? Is it just going to be for 5 minutes? Is it just going to be for 4 hours? Right? Is it just going to be for the day? Right? Or is it going to be for months? You got a more investment kind of a position on this, or position trade on this, more longer term. Over 2-3 months, you're going to hold it. That's the first thing you got to decide. Okay, the time horizon. Right? Now, after you decide your time horizon, the next thing then you look at is this. Then you accordingly to your time horizon, then you look at where you want to enter and most importantly where you want to exit. I can tell you, if you want to hold this for 5 years, all these things that you're looking at in terms of news and all of that that you run in conflict will be a small blip when you look back 5 years behind. Even if you look at all of these things in Bitcoin or the indexes, S&P, how much of depressions have they gone through and recessions have they gone through? When you look back, that just looks like nothing, isn't it? But then at that time, all the media will be saying, oh, that's a 40% drop, it's going to crash, the market's at the end of the world, all these things you start to hear, right? But when you look back later on, 10 years later, that's nothing. What the heck? It's gone like 300, 400 times after that, right? So that's the first thing. So your time horizon, and then that will also manage your expectations of your entry and exit. Now, in terms of a more smaller horizon wise, in terms of the weekly and the daily and all of that, and the 4 hour, let's go on to the even the shorter time frames, and then we will see how the it's looking like. So here, what I will do, I'll quickly load up this stats table here as well. So it'll give us a good understanding here. I'm doing this on futures, but remember that you can do this on anything. You can do this on CFDs, on sports, doesn't matter, whatever that TradingView or NinjaTrader or MT5 or MT4 gives you, okay? At the moment we go to MT4, we will be doing it soon on MT4 as well. So let me start off with the highest time frame. Let's see how this is all going. In fact, we've been long on Brent as well. We've been eyeing this for quite some time. And some of you might be saying that, oh, but why would I be looking at a long if the monthly, on the longer time frames, if it's showing towards the downside, right? Right. And the reason is this, because you got to use different time frames as well to look at. If you look at this, there's a bit of compression I was looking to lift here. And then after that, then it went further down, isn't it? Towards the downside. Do remember that with Brent and everything, because there's a lot of intra-trade policies as well, right? Export and imports between countries. Okay, it's an important commodity. Okay, it's got a good value and use. So there's certain levels that they wouldn't let it dip until more further than that, right? That doesn't mean that okay, you just think that okay, $30 is the maximum I can go to. Let me just buy into that. No. So let's do a bit more analysis, right? So after this, as we were looking at all of this, I'll tell you when you go to the lower time frames, this will then start to give you some signals. So if I want to put a support line there, and even the volume, nothing really impressive here. There's no elephant in the room, isn't it? Nothing really big. Volume spikes over there. Then I go on to my daily. Okay, I go to my weekly, sorry. I go on to my weekly, and you see the weekly, the first thing happened, you see. Let me just put this as a white one. That's your monthly line, isn't it? And that is what makes professionals like us start to think about it, right? Hey, is it turning around? Has it made its bottom? And then I'll show you how you can use this accordingly for different kind of strategies with different time horizons. That's why I began with the time horizon. How long you want to hold it for. Very, very important. Okay? Right. Now, there's pros and cons to everything. I'll come to that in a bit later. Okay? So here, what you got here is that the weekly, right, level here is taken that out. And that downtrend which it was before, you see, it's spiked up. Now it's an uptrend. That's why I was telling you, right? There's 6 trend variations. That's why you need to know your market structure. We're going through all of this in the 5 days that we're doing together with indicators. Here, you see, I can immediately spot as well in the most recent days. You see on the daily time frame over here, as this is populating up, you see there was a big spike here, isn't it? That was on the day of all the conflicts and everything, right? On this bar here, right? If people didn't understand all of that about time frame correlation trends, they would think that's it, crude is going to, go down, right? Let me short it, and they would have got a root shock over here, right? Because no proper plan and precision. This is the problem, right? So then over here, what we can then see is in terms of the levels, it's coinciding with the weekly level as well, isn't it, over here? But that was a bit of a consolidation compression, sorry, not consolidation. A compression, look at the swings they're compressing, then it burst out over there. But here, if you look, on the daily, it's just magnifying what on the weekly it was showing, is that it was turning around from this downtrend with a compression, okay? And with that low supported, and then turning into an uptrend. You see another elephant in the room? You see we got two. You see, only by looking at all of this, I can start to see that in the volume and the price, that you see professional money is coming in to support all these bottoms, you see? And that's where it's taking off, right? And the next one where it's coming in is on the seller bar here. Now, that seller bar immediately got taken up, which is another clue as well, right? That they're supporting it towards the upside. So we'll wait and see. And also do remember that the demand for oil will start to increase if really the conflict in the Iran and the Middle East gets worse, okay? Because then this fear of supply reducing, isn't it? Then the demand will go up. So wait and see how all that comes across. But for now, they're all pointing towards the long side, okay? But then remember what I said, direction bias is one thing. But then the second thing is what? Is timing. Where do you get in? More than entry is where you get out, your exit. Very important. Okay, that's what determines whether your realized profit or loss, okay, on your account statements. So that's what we got here. So I'll just put another green line here. I'll just go one more time frame down. Right, so we got that one there. And then on the 4-hour, usually it doesn't really. These are all just showing you the electronic trading hours. I can see a lot of volume spikes, you see? It's all supporting the bottom here. When you go lower time frames, you can start to see the hidden activity between the professionals. And you can see over here on the 4-hour, it's all clustering. I'll go one more, 1 hour, and then I can see more of them. But remember that you can't just get carried away volume. The volume, and you must tie it in price to see where the volume is. Is it supporting buying or selling pressure, okay, with the VSA principles. And also another thing is that, remember the volume as well, sometimes you got to take into consideration the time horizon, right? I can't stress that enough also. But I can definitely see a lot of volume spikes over here, all supporting towards the bottoms as we go along, that we are seeing, okay? Right, now, the final thing is, that's your highs over there towards today, okay? And that's something that we might be taking a look at later on today as well. Okay, I'll put a yellow one there as well. That's on the 1 hour. Okay, so you see, based on all of this, you form your direction bias, and then on your time horizons, then you time yourself where you want to get in. So that's on the crude oil. Now, quickly, what I want to do, and the final thing what I want to do, because I know I'm running out of time, I might not, I'll go through the others quite quickly. You see, over here, on the OE perspective, right? I just want to take a look at the weekly basis. Let's see, this would be a good one. So if you see, if I'm doing for all, isn't it? If you look at this table, I'll tell you what I'm doing, but go through 7 steps to CTP. This will go through much more in detail. So if I take a look here at a 2.85, so $2.85, if you see here, the number here, if I click on here, $2.85, how much has it traveled up so far, distance-wise? $18.95 it has done, okay, roughly, okay? Just say $18 then, or $18.95, that's fine. From the close to the high, okay? So $18.95, I just want to convert that into ATR, divided by 285 dirham, which is 1 ATR. So you see, that's about 6.64 ATR. Then you see, what this is saying is that this swing, right, has traveled 6.65 ATR. That's all it's done. So my question, of course, relatively is that you would think, okay, after 6.65 ATR, how much more move is left, right? That's the more critical question, isn't it? When you synchronize all the time frames together. So you see, and this is really good thinking what they have done here, the quant traders, which we learned from, because my mentor's mentor thought about all this back in the 1970s. Also, he references Richard Wyckoff's methodology quite a lot. So here on this table here, right, so I'm just going to change it a bit, but you see on 5 ATR, this was 6.65, remember, to get to 5 ATR, there's a 10.47 chance, so very low, isn't it? But let's see 6.65, I'll tell you one more thing you can look at. That's why having this data next to you is very, very critical. So I'll do 5, and then you'll start from 5 onwards, okay? So, yes, so 6 point, what was it? 6.6, let's say 6.65, right? Then we'll take a look from 6.75. Okay, it's only 6.98 chance only. Okay, those of you who so to get to 6.75, there's a 6.98%. But those of you who are a bit more statistically acute, you'll start to see one thing over here, right? But some of you may argue, especially the statisticians in the room, might say, no, but hang on a minute, maybe we should look at it differently, because the guys who came to 6.5 ATR, right, in fact, the guys who came to 6.25 ATR, right, after that, carrying on forward, there was no drop off until 7 ATR. So all the 6 runners kept true. Right, and only one drop off only happened at 7. So what does this mean? When it's come this far in history, and how long am I taking this for? And this is the best part when you have quantified and automated everything. It gives you a guideline. It's not the holy grail. We as professionals, we never see anything as holy grail. There are only certain factors that you can put that would increase your probabilities of your trades. But what you can see over here that it's been taken from 2010 onwards, right? So it's about 16 years of data. Okay, I can even extend it even further as long as the broker data goes. In fact, we are even taking it to another level because our clients now have seen this and been impressed by this, those who really understand it. Because you don't hear any kind of things like this online anyway. Those that have been inspired, they've joined us in our programming community, also those programmers as well, and all by our clients. Everything you're seeing here, the coding on TradingView and everything, all has been done by our clients. And also the programming community has increased, and now we are also doing it more on professional platforms, right? More institutional platforms like Python and all of that, right? To then automate this and scale up with more institutional money, because that's the conviction that is showing us, because we also publish our results online as well. You will get more confidence also on how we do it when you look at our YouTube channel, when you look at the 2025 results, okay, right? Also, another thing also we're going to be doing, I'll talk about this a bit later, we're going to also release the masterclass webinar, okay, which you can actually learn this all in one place really, really fast as well. And you'll see the power of what we have really done here and the transformational shifts that is created in all our clients. So that's the thing. You see, you can see that after 6 or 6.25 ATR, the drop-off rate is really low. Basically, it means that they're very resilient. So what I'm saying here from a probability basis is that there's a high chance that this is going to continue in its upward move. Okay, there's still move left. That's all I'm saying. There's still move left in that swing, and as far as the alignment goes, it's just a higher probability towards the upside. That's on crude oil on a longer perspective. But remember, as I say, if you change the horizon, like, for example, what we're doing on gold, then you have to take a look and then align all the time frames together. Okay, that's the difference. Now on gold, on the other hand, I know we got the trades over there. Yeah, it's taken out that low. So that order that we just had, that would be invalid. So let me actually cancel that. And then we have to revisit this again later. So we didn't get that one. Okay. Right, and then we will see if it stalls then and comes back up again. I'll take a look at this in the 4 p.m. session. that I have with Ninja Caterers. Okay, good. So we got that one there. Right, on gold, you see, this is what I mean. If you want to take a look at lower time frames, the 3 time frames are pointing towards the down. Just that, can this 1 hour time frame pull this, sorry, the 15-minute time frame pull the 1 hour to the downside? We'll wait and see how that plans out. There might be orders on the downside, but you know what? It just doesn't fit with our rules, so I'm not going to force it in. I'll do a quick one because I know time is running out on gold. Let me do it very quickly. And as I said, if you want to really understand this properly, you can take a look at 7stepsToctp.com. Right, so that's on the OE. Let me see how much move is left on gold. In fact, you know what, gold, I think I have taken a look at it before, but I'll show it to you now. And I think we've done a lot of analysis on this. This I need to change the ATR. We'll populate now. On a macroscopic level, right? So let's take a look at this, okay? The top, I must say, so if I look at 5, let me go on to the higher ones, you see, and you know what I mean now. Look at this. And I was doing this when I was invited to do a session of IG Index as well. It was my 3rd time going over to their studios. Me and Anjali, and then we had lunch after that as well. A really good one that we had interview. You can check it all on YouTube. But look at this swing here, right? On the monthly. Massive, isn't it? How much move is left? Some of you might be thinking that already now, that you're getting used to this kind of thinking. Very far swing. This is the power when you have quantified your tops and bottoms. This is what we go through in the video 1, right? So I can't stress the importance of just going through those videos. Now coming back in here on the gold, you see this one here, 139.70, isn't it? But look at this, right? This $3,585 from the close of that confirmation bar, right? 3,585. So $3,585, I divide it, I do the same thing, divide by the ATR, 139 here, just converting it to ATR, that's 25 ATR, right? You can easily see from the table, 5 ATR is only 14.29. If I cut to the chase, right, and if I just did, what was it, 25? There won't be anything. Let me just see, 15 even. In the last 16, 17, you see, look, it's all zero, right? Never happened before, traders. So what you can see here is that quickly, all of you will be able to see is that at the moment, this is 25 ATR away, okay, from this close here. So what you can immediately see is that this has never happened. This is like 0% probability. Like it's never happened in the last 16 years. Now, what does that mean? Also, it means another thing, that really a top over here is really overdue. When the monthly guys start to come in, the guys who are trading on much bigger, higher time frames, right? The big hedge funds and all that, when they start to push it further down, that high will get cemented in. And that's when, on the daily and all of that, you will start to see big, crazy, monstrous bars coming in like that, right? And you'll be thinking, what the heck is going on? Is gold finished? Okay? That's what you will start to think. But the reason is because of this. When you synchronize all the different time frames with a solid framework and market structure, you'll be able to see it much more clearly. Okay, so looking at that, there's 2 ways you can look at it. But at the same time, some of you might be saying, and some of our clients say, but Tiro, but look at this run. I mean, even if it's 0%, I mean, I haven't, what it's just no point standing by the side. And that is why what you do, you do different strategies. Okay, that's how you really take advantage of these moves. Okay, to catch the surprises in the market. Right. So we got the different ones. You know, one of the live trading rooms, we got one strategy where it doesn't care. You just will keep taking as long as you got the signals in, right? According to your rules. The other one, it will take into effect all this open equity probabilities and everything. Right, really running out of time. Over here on the weekly as well, again overstretched over here. And then when you look at, then you can start to understand, hey, why is it doing all this big, seller bars and funny moves? Because highly probably the monthly guys have started to come in. Look at all the volume starting to spike up, right? Maybe it's telling you that professional selling has already started. Okay, that's what it's telling you here. But doesn't mean, you see, remember one thing, doesn't mean now you go and jump in and shot the hell out of this, right? That's why I always say, where you're going to enter and where you're going to exit, very critical for your final realization. Okay, if you're holding this from a macroscopic level, it still looks strong. If you're looking to hold it for 2-3 years, yes, the monthly might come down, but you're holding it for the long term, right? So you're sitting through all those retracements. Very, very different type of trading, right? That's why your entry and exit, how long you're going to hold it for, is very, very critical. Right, now on the daily, you can see that it's triggered off. You can see the big volume spikes here. Most important thing is to see if that level here at 5,600 roughly is going to hold. If it holds and this comes down further, then that's your first sign, okay? And then the next critical level will be 4,400. But remember, that doesn't mean that gold is just going down to the drain, it's just that the monthly guys are coming in to paint those tops and the bottoms, okay? Right, so that's that one there on the gold. And the final thing, S&P, I'll do a very quick one on that one. Starting, we can clearly see the consolidation here, isn't it, right? Okay, whenever consolidation happens, it's probably looking to turn the trend around, okay? So let's take a look on that. Is it towards the down or the upside? What is it all telling you? Monthly, I just go there. That's an uptrend again, you see? Very overstretched. Swing. Monthly guys probably coming in to make that into a top. It did attempt to do it. Yeah. According to our framework, that wasn't a top. And then it still reversed back. Continued strongly. Weekly. What have you got here? Starting to compress a little bit. Right, you see the swing distances start to compress. You see this swing distance here? Very small. Is that top? I'm going to confirm according to our framework. We'll wait and see. But definitely one level to look out for is 6.5. What is it? 6.525. And then finally the daily. Okay? 6.525. This has started on its downward move. Am I getting a big volume spikes here? Not really. Maybe you'll hold on a bit more. We'll wait and see. But definitely again, it's taken out this, but it's not really doing it, is it? This one here, right? It's getting support over there. 6771, according to this framework. The next one, really strong one here, is the 6525, which coincides. Does that coincide? No, I think on the weekly, it's a lower one, wasn't it? It's this one here. That's right, 6525. That will be the level we'll be watching for traders, this one here. Okay, see if it takes that out. Good, so I think I've given you all the different levels on a macroscopic level. So in answer to the question, how is the Iranian conflict going to affect all this crude, gold, and the equities? And the answer is, first, decide, if I want to do it in summary, first decide your time horizon. Okay, how long are you going to be in the trade for? Is it just 1 hour? Is it just going to be 1 day? Is it going to be 5 months? First decide that between your entry and exit. From there, then use this analysis, what I've done, at least from a swing perspective, from a cycle perspective, and then look at your probabilities of that, especially to answer the question of how much move is left. That's the most important thing, which is what institutionally we call it as open equity or open profit. Right, traders, I think with that said, we can wrap up for today. I just went a little bit over time, but the ones to look at, I would say the reference links once again, 7steps to ctp.com. is the first place, and then you get the 7 videos, go through them. Those of you on the fence want to say, you know what, these are the guys for me, I really want to learn from them and all of that. You're happy to get our indicators onto your screens. You can then combine that with any of the other indicators. You got the VSA indicators or anything that you may have, okay? Or the order blocks or whatever you may have. Next, you can also a YouTube channel. Remember to subscribe and click the all bell icon. Also, another thing that will help us as you're watching the videos, if you think they are really helpful and help other people, hit the like button as well, okay? So what that will do is it will kick the algos to then spread out to more people, like-minded people like you, and help them out. Because some of you might be also, you've told me this up to in times, you know, Tiru, what you guys are doing is really good because there's so much junk material out there. I really wish that more people can watch more of your videos. If you're in that kind of school of thought, then hit the like button whenever you can. Just takes 1 second on many videos as you can, okay? And then Trade Nation, quick shout out to them. If you want to get their account, you got the link over there. You can open it on our Telegram channel. There's a link over there as well. And under the YouTube, there'll be a link over there as well. And the final call, if you want to join us in about 1 hour for the live trading and all that, and our VIP session, and also for the evening session between me and Kyle, you can register for this. Really, really highly recommend it. We're going to go through a lot of these concepts much more in detail, okay? Right, traders, I guess that's pretty much that for me on this session over here. And as we always say, till the next time, stay disciplined, follow your trading plan, and keep trading like a master. Take care and bye for now.